it's me, K10, and check it out. We are in the desert, and the desert is a place that's really dry, and there's not a lot of water, and there's a lot of special plants and animals that live here, and there's a plant I want to show you today. Check it out. This is a palm tree.
Palm tree?
Palm trees grow in the desert, and they are so neat. They have these big green leaves at the top that like to sway in the wind, and a palm tree can give you a little bit of shade if you don't want to have the sun in your face all the time when you're out in the desert. And there can be a lot of sun. And the coolest thing about palm trees is that they're named for this. Yep, the palm of your hand. Because those big leaves look just like some palms at the top of the tree. Isn't that cool? Hey, actually, that gives me a clever idea for a Crafternoon. Yes! Wait, and you know what we're gonna need? Our palms.
Very funny, K10.
That's silly. Come on. Whoa, okay. We have what we need. It's our palms to do this craft. So, let's get started by actually doing the base first. So, why don't we take, just like you could use a piece of paper, I'm gonna use a little plate to kind of be the base of our palm tree. And I have a fun idea. We could use some of these paper tubes to kind of pile them on top of each other and make them kind of look like that palm tree trunk. Maybe it'll work. So if I cut like this, and I always save my paper tubes, so I'm thinking what we could do is do little snips around the edge here and use that to kind of stick the tree down on the plate. And for this, what you can do is kind of fold these out like this, kind of like a sun, like that desert sun, like that. Do you see that? And so, plop it right on the plate, and then what we can do is use tape to tape it down. You could also use some glue if you wanted to, but I love using tape because it's nice and quick.
Tape is sticky.
And really gets the job done in this craft, I think. Awesome. So this is sticking down really, really nicely, like that. And then we can really get going constructing our tree. So, perfect. So now that this is all down, let's do an idea that I have where we kind of like put one in the other, kind of like that. And then I'm thinking we could do something like this. So they kind of like stack on top of each other, and kind of it really looks like that tree trunk. And it might kind of curve different ways. There's different palm trees that kind of do their own thing, and each one is unique. So I think if ours are unique, that's really cool. So I'm gonna take our tacky glue and figure out what we need to do here. I'm gonna put it kind of on the edges of where this is going in. Boop, 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 boop.
Glue!
Oh. And a little bit here, and a little bit here. And so just so it can kind of nestle in and get all sticky. And this will dry clear, so you don't need to worry if you see that. Little spots. And then I'm gonna put this one on top, kind of like this. And don't worry if they don't fit exactly. It's just something we're trying. And your hands might get glue on them, but that again is part of being a crafter. Sometimes you get your art supplies on you. And that is a sign that you are an artist. Okay, so I think we're all good here. But I think we need our palm tree to be slightly taller, because you saw the one that we were underneath. So I'm gonna use another tube. I'm gonna cut it in 3s. Maybe when you're doing it, you could try cutting it in 4s or more even. And again, this does not need to be perfect because nature isn't perfect. Okay, so we're gonna stick this one right in here. Boop, boop, boop. And they kind of, if you pinch them, they kind of do stay. The glue is just to help a little bit extra. Okay, boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Do you ever sing while you craft? I always do. And the songs don't even make sense. Okay, so put that one on top there. That one is really tall. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little glue here, little glue there. Okay, I hope that sticks. Nice. And then the last one, this can kind of be the one that the palms stick to. And remember why a palm tree is called a palm tree? Because the leaves are in the shape of your hand. I think that is so cool. Okay, just a little bit more glue, but see, we have a really nice base for our tree here. I think that looks really nice. And so now we need to trace our palm. And there's lots of crafts that you trace your palm for, but this one I think is maybe my most fun. So I'm gonna take a piece of green construction paper.
Construction paper!
If we wanted to get really creative, we could do a blue palm tree or purple palm tree, but we'll stick with green for now. So I'm gonna take a marker, maybe I'll take a dark green marker and use that to trace my hand. All right, so put this down here. We've gotta make 3 tracings of my hand, so maybe I'm gonna try to be a little bit safe on this to save paper. So I'm gonna go like that, like that, like that. Make these beautiful palm leaves. And maybe I didn't even get marker on myself. Good job. And over here, let's do another one. And I'm right-handed, so I'm using my right hand to trace my left hand, but if you're left-handed, maybe you'll use your right hand to trace. Okay. Awesome. So, we're gonna cut these out. And actually, I'll teach you a little trick. If you wanna cut, because we have to cut 3 out, take 2 pieces of paper and kind of put them together. We'll even get 4 out of doing this. So you're gonna cut along the lines. And again, just do your best. It doesn't have to look like your hand because we're trying to make it look like a palm tree leaf. Do, 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 do. Listen to the noise that the scissors makes. I love this noise. If this is a little tricky for you, this is a nice thing to ask a grown-up to help you to do, because this can be a little hard with safety scissors, you know. Okay, bring that around, and are you ready? Check this out. 2 hands. And so, see, it's kind of blowing in the air conditioner anyway, but you can see how these leaves are kind of like that. We'll put those on top. So, let's do that now. So we're gonna use tape, and we're gonna do something called a tape loop. So you take the piece of tape and you just make a loop, so that way it's sticky on both sides. We're gonna put that right here, right on top of our palm tree. Still wet, but that's okay. This is not gonna weigh it down a lot. We're gonna just stick that right there. Maybe we could put a little extra tape just to keep it nice and secure, because that never hurts to have something feel nice and secure. Then we're gonna use our next leaf, and you can kind of turn these leaves any way you want. I'm gonna put this one right here. And we're gonna make that tape loop again, so it's nice and sticky on this palm. We're gonna flop that right here and maybe just go pinch, pinch, pinch. Nice. And then the last one we probably need 3. So let's cut. We can put this in our recycling pile and use that for another craft. And we'll just cut this one out. I can make like a mini desert in my house with this palm tree now. I bet some nice visitors will say, I love your palm tree. But I think this will make me happy every time I see it indoors because I don't have a palm tree indoors. Okay, and we just cut along the lines. Okay, and sometimes when you're cutting too much, it's nice to just cut away from the paper. So then you just only have to deal with a little bit and not that big whole hanging part. We're just gonna cut around here. There we go. We'll save these scraps for another day. And we're gonna put the tape loop on and pop it right here and right on top. And check this out. It's our Crafternoon creation, a palm tree made with the palms of our hands. Wow. I might even use this for shade next time I'm out in the hot desert sun. Well, thank you for joining me for another Crafternoon with me, K10. Bye. Thank you so much for watching K10's Crafternoon. If you love making crafts as much as I do, and you love making them with me, make sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube at K10 Crafternoon. Make sure you ask a parent to help you out.